Welcome in to RV Wheel of Fortune here with Motor Mike Sajak, trying to guide you down the road of what to pick. Whether it's going to be a Val, whether it's going to be a B or a C, you want to win the game. You don't want to pick the wrong one. And before we get started, I also have the service center in the background here. And we just opened this state-of-the-art facility. Has a paint booth in it. Anything you need now, we pretty much can do except with engine work. We don't do engine work. But as far as paint and body, service, we have everything that you need. So beautiful facility that's 3 months old. So make sure you come and check that out. Now we're going to get into the last segment we're going to cover in the old RV Wheel of Fortune. And that's going to see if you want to buy a C. And a C is the best overall well-rounded machine out there, I do believe. Why is that? Well, number one, if somebody comes in and they're wanting to get into a motorhome, you always, if you can compare to something, there's a comfort level with that. So if I ask you, have you ever rented a U-Haul? Well, of course, almost everybody has. So, you know, you jump in the U-Haul and you're bouncing down the road. And it's not like your vehicle, but it's not scary. It's something you're familiar with. And part of that comes with a Class C. This is where the comfort comes in, because you can relate to a Class C because almost everybody has been in a U-Haul or driven with somebody in a U-Haul. And so it's a very classic experience. You have the truck nose. Everybody knows what a truck nose is. Everybody's been in one. So there's just a comfort level that ever since I've been with the company, we have always sold. It's the number one selling class by far. People love Class C's, and the reason is the comfort, what they have to offer. And you can see it's not humongous. Yes, it is definitely bigger than an Expedition, a Tahoe, but it's not humongous, and it's on a truck. So one of the things, as you look at a Class C, it's going to offer all the amenities pretty much of an A. It's just they're scaled down. So once again, when you're trying to make the choice of whether you want to go with an A or a C, this is going to get into what you're going to do with it and what you're going to be pulling. And so as we start taking a look at this Class C, one of the things is, of course, you're going to have your awning. This is going to be pretty much standard in the RV industry. Nice big awning. You actually, once again, this is getting into one of these Class A amenities. You have an outside TV. And a lot of people say, who cares about a TV? Listen, why not? Why not have it? I know I've been out camping several times, and we just want the kids to just chill out a little bit. They've been running all day. We just want to enjoy some time around the campfire with my wife. You can turn on a cartoon for 15 or 20 minutes, and guess what? All their little eyes are focused in. You're sitting outside on a beautiful night. Like, how good is that? Turn the volume down a little bit so you're not blaring cartoons across the campground, but they just sit down, hang out. It's just a good experience. If you love to watch the Buckeyes, your college football, NFL, basketball, whatever you're into, you can't tell me you don't want to be out on the campsite and have the opportunity, if you want to sit out under your awning, this is what you're paying for, the experience, and watch a game. Now, if you'll notice this little camera, now this is getting pretty standard on the vehicles, but that is your tri-view camera. So when you blinker, if you're going to the right, if you're going to the left, you actually can see down both sides. This is a big vehicle, and visibility does make people nervous. So being able to see down both sides is very nice, and that tri-view camera is going to give you that. You also have a camera in the very back, so you can see back and both sides as well. Now, storage. This is Rotocast. It's one piece, little plastic beads. Will not split or crack. It's easy to clean if it gets wet. If something gets in there, it's easy to get out. Very, very nice. Now, I'm going to have my video here back up a little bit, but actually on a Chateau, they actually put EGS steel on all the attach points. They're not just putting screws into fiberglass and wood. So anywhere there's an attach point, whether it's on the inside or on the outside, there's actually EGS steel plates back behind there. So I'm going to give it the old test. I'm going to rock the whole. I don't know if it'll show up on the video or not, but that's not bad. That's not bad. So just to let you know, they actually are not just, there's actually a plan in place to what they're attaching to. Chateau does a great job of that. Now, as we move back, more storage, very important. You're going to use all the storage you can get when you're out on the road. And then you have this little compartment here. This is for a quick connect water. So you can hook in, quick connect. You actually can wash off the dishes, spray off some things, whatever you need. And this here is by far, this is the hub right here. This makes me really, really happy. I've used a lot of motorhomes. I've used ones with outside kitchens. I have never used anything like this. And I kind of call this the wildlife attractor. Now, I know when you're out in the park, you're not supposed to feed the wildlife. Don't feed them. But I'll tell you what, if you leave a piece of bacon here simmering, who knows what kind of wildlife you might see over 7 days. You might meet a bear face to face. Who knows what you might meet up close. But, I mean, come on, look at this. I have a Black Zone. I have a 36-inch at home that I use all the time. I mean, come out here, breakfast. Can you smell the bacon? Can you smell the bacon? And then, as you're cooking, you have a 12-volt cooler. You can set the temperature. How nice is that? Have everything at your disposal. You can cook. And now, one of the things as we're talking about a Class C when you're making your decision, one of the things that we're going to scale back on is storage. That is one of the big weaknesses of a Class C. But if you get around that 28 and then you get storage underneath the bed, this is a game changer. Now, this kitchen does take up space, but I'll take this trade-off any day. I love that. Maybe you don't cook. Maybe you would rather have the space. You don't have to have that kitchen. You can take all the space if you want it. So, place for a spare tire. If you need a spare tire, which I would recommend, you get in some pretty remote places. It'd be nice to have somewhere where you can change a tire. Storage. And then I kind of prop this table up just so you can see. So this table stores right down in this little segment here. You basically can pull the table out over to your outside kitchen, put your bacon, your expensive eggs, everything laid out, and you can do some cooking. How great is that? Now, potable water, city water connection. So this is kind of your hub, black tank flush, gasoline on the side, 55-gallon tank, propane, right around 10 gallons of propane. This is where you're going to be for your Sure Power. You're going to hook in here. This is cable. Now, I like this Suburban because if you look at some of the models, you basically have the 2-hold versions, and you got to go on the inside, tear a cabinet apart to service it. Here you can pop 4 screws, save you some money if you ever have to have something done. So that's nice. This is your dump station. Easily accessible, easy to get to. You can pull up the door. That's nice. Now, well, it was probably 2 years ago, I got to use tankless for the first time. And I must say it was very, very nice. On demand is very, very nice. So you basically can take your shower without having to worry about getting a cold one or a lukewarm one. On demand is very nice, and we're starting to see a lot of this in the industry. So it comes with on demand. My favorite thing about motorhomes over some fifth wheels and travel trailers is having a generator on board. This is a game changer. And it runs off the same tank as the gasoline. So you don't have separate tanks. There are gas stations everywhere. Now, some generators will run off of propane. I'm not a big fan of that because that's just another thing I have to worry about. And if you're under a heavy load, it's 100 degrees outside and you're running your generator under a heavy load, you got to pay attention to 10, 25 gallons of propane. You got to find somebody that can come out and put some in versus just having a gasoline generator that runs right off the tank, 55 gallons. That gives you a ton of capacity. There's gas stations everywhere. It's just something else you don't have to worry about. I love that. So power everything, your AC, your TVs, you can be anywhere. And with Starlink now, you can have every amenity that you want in the middle of nowhere. More storage. Now, with a Class C, one of the nice things is you have 3 ways to get in and out of your RV. A lot of people do not like Class A's because there's only one way in, one way out. And it is kind of a hassle sometimes. But here, You have 3 ways to get in and out of this motorhome, and that's very, very nice. Now, when you're shopping them, you'll see caps. This is a one-piece molded cap. This is very nice, and it's molded to fit. Now, you'll see some manufacturers out there, and they can make them cheap this way. If you take a piece of fiberglass and you bend it, it will do it. It'll bend, but it's not natural. And then you have all these attach points, and it's flexing. It's not in its natural state, and you'll get leaks around here because you're having to force it with a flat sheet around. You'll see that out there in the industry, but this is actually molded to fit. So a lot less leak points. It's going to hold up. It looks better than just a flat sheet of fiberglass, and it gives it a classier look. So that's the outside of your Class C, and we're going to step inside and show you some more features and show you why you want to make this decision. All right, come on inside. Let's talk. Motor Mike Sajak wants to help you along on this decision. Now, when you walk in, I want you to think about being in the most remote area that you could possibly be and look at the amenities. I mean, this is nice. This is going to remind you of home. That's what it's meant to do. It's not home, but it sure is close. And when you're out and you've been hiking or you're just tired and you want to come in and relax, this has all the amenities. Now, one of the things, that's comfortable. It's been a long day, you've been hiking. Instead of having to go back to a hotel room that you haven't checked into, you don't know what to expect. It causes stress. I'll argue with somebody all day long. I've done both. I take big trips with my van and I use hotel rooms, and I've taken motorhomes. And the stress of not having to worry about rooms is unparalleled. And I don't know about you, but the first thing I do when I go into a hotel room is you're looking around, wondering, is this place clean? Is there any bed bugs in there? Kids, stay off the floor. I get tired of that. It's nice having, this is yours. This is yours. Now I want you to think about when you come in here, everything is to your liking. Your food, your blankets, your favorite shampoo, everything that you want is in here, and it's what you want, not carrying a travel bag and you forgot something. The motorhome is stocked, and it's all about you. I love that. You can't top that in a hotel, motel room. So let's start out here in the front. Now, one of the things over the years is this is some high-class real estate right here. My kids absolutely love this real estate. The cab over. This is what makes the Class C unique. One of the weaknesses is they just started adding this is, of course, they would just leave it open. Well, I mean, I don't want, I mean, talk about a terrible camping trip. If your 3-year-old rolls off on the floor, I mean, you're talking about a hospital trip. I mean, that's going to ruin the fun. So over the past couple of years, they're starting to add this safety net. Back in the past, my wife and I, we would put suitcases and basically build a wall, but then the problem is you're taking up your sleeping space. So it's nice now they're adding this for safety. And of course, this kicks up. So you don't have to have that there. So if you want to ease getting in and out, you can just kick that up. Now, as you see the vents, now you could have cheaper models. This is something, if you're comparing apples to apples, apples to oranges, a lot of times they'll just put one central AC and it'll blow out both sides. And that's fine. I've used those and it works okay. But it's nice that this is ducted. So you can open these grates and push the air through the ducts. And then you can control your airflow where you want it to go. So these guys up here are not burning up. They actually have ducts in where they're sleeping. And, of course, you're not going to get the storage that you have at your house. This is 28 feet. So you got to take what you can get. You're just going to have to pack smarter. Storage, everywhere you can put it. Of course, this will drop down into a bed if you need it. I don't like doing that unless I have to. Now, customers teach you a lot of things, and you got to remember, this is a motorhome. You're driving. Things are shaking, moving. You have people hanging out in the back. There's belts back here. They can be Actually, you can turn on the TV, watch a movie, playing video games. And of course, you're going to be drinking a beverage, a Red Bull, a Prime. And so customers taught me a long time ago, cup holders are important. How nice is that? Guess what? You hit a huge bump. Your drink's not going to fly all over the place. I can come over here and hang out. Oh, yeah. There's another one. Hey, why not another one? Why not just stick them everywhere? Listen, these are important. And it's something that as you're looking for a motorhome, you want to check out where the cup holder's at. Now, look at this storage. Storage up top. All the way around. You have your kitchen. Storage. Little drawers. Does have an oven, which I am a fan of. It's small, but you're not going to be hanging out here on Thanksgiving Day. Everybody's like, I can't get a turkey in that. Nobody's going to be hanging out in a motorhome on Thanksgiving Day. Pans. 3-burner cooktop. Now, this is one of the huge advancements since I've been here. Been in the industry for 12 years. These refrigerators, these 12-volt fridges are just massive. I absolutely love it. Listen, that was the biggest downer of any camping trip, was sticking a gallon of milk in there and feeling like you had room for nothing else. These fridges are changing the game. Nice bedroom. Bed's not in a slide. It's actually usable in transit. This is huge. And his and hers. There's your little ladder to the bunk area, all nice and stowed away. Once again, everything's ducted. You actually have a spot if you want to. Some people care about TV, some don't. You have a spot for a TV. Now, when you're in a motorhome, listen, there's just really no way, because this is something you just don't use a whole lot of. This is going to be the biggest downfall of a motorhome, is the bathroom, but it is what it is. At least everything is yours. Your towels, your favorite toothpaste. You still have plenty of room up here to store it. And it's not a ton of room, but this is not bad. Get in the shower. There's plenty of room here. Plenty of room in height. Plenty of room in here to turn. Is it the Hilton? No. But when you're in the middle of Yosemite with a beautiful view, listen, you can go out and take a shower. That's nice. So as you're thinking about which class, if you're going to buy a Val, an A C, or a B, once again, this is one of the comfort levels of a C. This is just like a regular vehicle. And my wife is very docile, and she has no problem driving these because it's familiar. It's just like being in your vehicle. And you actually have like a ball cap. Every time I drive it, it's striking. If you're out on a sunny day, that cab over keeps the glare off. It does. I notice it every time I drive it. It's a very nice thing. Now, as we finish up, 2 massive features. This is a little change for me. They're actually putting the slide control. So when you pull in, you actually can just hit the button right here, which I like. And you have your tank levels, so you know where you're at. Let's see here. Let's go. Okay. I want to pull this up. Automatic Gen Start. This is revolutionary to a Class C. This used to be a big diesel feature, and now it's moving into the Class Cs. You actually can have your generator set to voltage, and you actually can have it tap into your thermometer. So you have your dogs in here. You have the temp set to 72 degrees. You're away, you're out hiking. It hits 73, it tells the generator to kick on, and it tells your ACs to kick on, and basically brings the temperature down to protect your little friends inside. Also, if your voltage levels get below, you can set the threshold. Gets below a certain level, kicks the generator on, brings the batteries up, and basically keeps them where you need them. That is a super, super nice feature that's now coming in on the Cs. So now with the Cs, we have outside kitchen, automatic Gen Start, slides, outside TVs. I mean, we're getting into all the features of an A, but they're just scaled back. You say, what do you mean? Less storage. You're not going to have the same capacity. So this one has 40 gallons of fresh water. I can make that work. But Class A gas, you're going to have 50, 75, 100, up to 150 gallons. So you're going to have to decide where you're going, how you're going to be using it, and whether these capacities are big enough. But this is big enough. 55 gallons of fuel, 40 gallons of fresh, 40 gallons of gray, 27 black. So this has the capacity to carry you for a couple days. Once again, storage in the back, game changer. So as you're making your decision, hopefully Motor Mike Sajak can help you here at RV Wheel of Fortune. And we've discussed all 4 of the classes. The Class C is by far the most popular, and there is a reason why. So once again, we're here at RCD RV to help you make your decision. Hopefully this helps. Thanks.